I'd like to introduce Deb Josephs, the Executive Director of the Anita Kaufmann Foundation. Deb Josephs has been the Executive Director for 18 years with this amazing foundation. She has a long history of marketing, advertising, and sales. Uh, Deb, it is just so wonderful to have you be the keynote speaker at our 61st annual general meeting. Welcome.
Thank you, and I'm so honored and to be with you today and share with you our story.
It's wonderful. So let's jump right in. Can you tell us a little bit about who Anita Kaufmann was?
Sure. Anita Kaufmann was my best friend from childhood. We met in third grade and were friends ever since. And we went through elementary school together, junior high, high school, and not college, but we were very, very close friends. And unfortunately, Anita passed away 18 years ago. And she asked me to start a charity called the Anita Kaufmann Foundation with the mission of educating the public not to fear people with epilepsy. Now, Anita had a horseback riding accident when she was 14 years old, and she was not wearing protective headgear, and she had a traumatic brain injury. You know, she thought she was okay, but she wasn't. And in her early 20s, she experienced seizures. And she had a very unfortunate experience in the top spa of the United States. She was having her first seizures, and they threw her out and said, never come back again. You know, instead of being understanding, this is a place of health. From that moment on, Anita decided to leave her estate to a foundation to educate the public not to fear people with epilepsy. She wanted to make this a kinder world for people with epilepsy. And she didn't want people to experience the stigma that and the ignorance that she experienced. And that's what we do.
It's an important legacy. It's an important piece of work that was started 18 years ago. And can you tell us a little bit about Purple Day Every Day? And then that was born out of her foundation.
Absolutely. Well, many of you know that the Big Purple Day is on March 26th every year. And it was started by 8-year-old Cassidy Megan from Nova Scotia. Now, we are the global sponsors of Purple Day, and many people from around the world came to us and they said, listen, we want to do a Purple Day event September. Can we call Purple Day? We want to do a Purple Day event in May. Can we call it Purple Day? And from all these requests from around the world, we decided, you know, Purple Day, the main Purple Day is March 26th, and everything can lead up to that. But really, epilepsy awareness should be 365 days a year. And we have decided to have our main initiative as Purple Day Every Day, 365 days a year. Let's have Purple Day every day, epilepsy education every day, kindness towards people with epilepsy every day. So we call it Purple Day Every Day. That's where the initiative started. It started by people with epilepsy asking us to do this. This is what they wanted. So what greater initiative is that? So our website is also called Purple Day Every Day. So that's how it started, from people with epilepsy. All we're about is people with epilepsy, their wants, their needs, their desires. And that's why we came up with this initiative.
Yeah, I think that it's been interesting to be following you, and also to have this amazing professional connection to the Anita Kaufmann Foundation. You're able to grow awareness for epilepsy unlike no other foundation or organization in the world. And so we're so incredibly appreciative of everything that you're doing. Now, Deb, on a personal note, on an everyday kind of living situation, you wear purple every day.
I
And
sure
you're
do. You
and
should
you're
look at, oh, go ahead, Kim, sorry.
and you wear purple every day. And not only that, you also tote around bookmarks and other epilepsy awareness type giveaways. And wherever there's an opportunity, you're passing along information to the public.
Yes, to be honest with you, Kim, I live epilepsy awareness every day. You know, purple is our color. And I'm very proud to say that Purple Day, along with the Anita Kaufmann Foundation and foundations like yours, Kim, we have branded purple with epilepsy. Beforehand, different organizations were using different colors, and that creates confusion. We have all united around purple, and that's very key. And I think it's so key to brand purple with epilepsy, just like breast cancer is so associated with pink. Everyone knows pink is breast cancer. Our goal is for people to look at purple and think epilepsy. So every day, you should see my closet. It is flowing with purple. Everything I wear is purple. And many people ask me, you're wearing a lot of purple, aren't you? And this opens up the discussion about epilepsy awareness. Also, I feel that if you really want to promote epilepsy awareness, you have to live it. In other words, in my purse, I always have seizure first aid scroll pens. I always have seizure first aid bookmarks because you can leave it everywhere. For example, in your favorite restaurant, leave some bookmarks. When you go to a store, leave some bookmarks because the stats are 1 out of 10 people will have a seizure in a lifetime, and 1 out of 26 people have epilepsy. So it's quite common, and people really appreciate the information. So I carry it all the time, and I suggest, if you really want to promote epilepsy awareness, I suggest you all carry some bookmarks, carry some scroll pens, wear your purple wristbands, wear your purple, and you will see how many people you can educate about epilepsy.
Definitely. Thank you so much. And we do have thousands, I believe, of the bookmarks from Anita Kaufmann Foundation here at our office. So if anybody wants those or needs them to be distributed them, we have them here. We also have thousands of the bracelets also. It is important. And I think that you're right, that the branding and that purple needs to be synonymous with epilepsy. And in terms of the 65 million people that are living with this disease, it's critically important that purple is the color and is known to be the color of epilepsy. Can you share?
Absolutely.
Can you share a little bit? We talk about epilepsy and raising awareness and we talk about the global reach and then something really spectacular happened. And it is because of you and your amazing network and Cassidy Megan with Purple Day that Purple Day actually went off of the planet and into the stratosphere with NASA. Can you share with the public around what happened with astronaut Ricky Arnold and the International Space Station?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I want to tell you something. Ricky Arnold has a child with epilepsy, and he was so inspired by Cassidy Megan that he wore purple in space for Purple Day. And every Purple Day, he does wear purple. And by the way, he called Cassidy Megan from space. And he really is so impressed by Cassidy Megan. It's pretty unbelievable. Here is a world-class astronaut, and he says, I admire you, Cassidy Megan. So we decided to have a phenomenal event in Houston at NASA, and it was pretty incredible. Ricky Arnold had showed videos about his time in space, and you see him also wearing purple. So it was very, very exciting. So Purple Day did reach outer space, and Cassidy Megan is responsible for that. And we put on the event. And Ricky Arnold was there with his entire family, and it was really one of our best events. Very, very exciting. And I am sure Ricky Arnold will continue to wear purple in space.
Yes, and I think that the collaboration with NASA to stand behind him for this event, this is something that doesn't happen every day. Uh,
And yes, and Kim, I must add, um, we were very excited. We gave seizure first aid trainings to the NASA personnel. They were very, very happy to receive the trainings. We gave quite a few trainings to many of the personnel in NASA. By the way, I must tell you, Kim, every time we do an event, we do seizure first aid training. And I want to give you another phenomenal example. The Mall of America is in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and it is the largest mall in the United States. We had several events there, but we also trained the personnel that work at Mall of America, and we gave them seizure first aid information. Well, guess what? One of the employees was at a Burger King and somebody had a seizure, and he had our information and he knew what to do. That's the key of getting the seizure first aid information out there. It is so key.
it is. It makes the difference between, I mean, it's life-saving. And it makes the difference for the public not to be afraid and not to run away from someone who's having a seizure, but to stay and to be supportive and to assist. So it's critically important that people get educated. And can you tell us a little bit now? There's a Guinness Book of World Records that is also something that happened around the Mall of America. Can you share a little bit about that?
Of course. Well, everyone and anyone knows about the Guinness Book of World Records. And what better what better way of promoting epilepsy awareness by holding the largest seizure first aid training in the world? And we held this at Mall of America. It was incredible. But you know the funny thing, Kim? We wanted everyone to break our record because you get more seizure first aid training. And I want to tell you something. Our record was broken in India. And I hope more and more people break our record, including you guys in Vancouver. We would love that. But it was a very exciting event.
Well, Deb, you have the Purple Day Disney World event, that partnership with Epilepsy Association that is annualized. And maybe that's the next place where that world record is broken. Can you tell us a little bit about what you've been doing down at Disney World to raise awareness for epilepsy?
Oh, sure. Kim, everyone loves Disney. Who doesn't love Disney? So we decided to have our big Purple Day event um, at Disney in Orlando, Florida. We've already done it 3 times where we have educational sessions, and we also have a lot of activities. The key also in our events, the key is education. People with epilepsy want to learn about new treatments. Um, they're very interested in education, and that's what we stress. So at Disney, we had the educational sessions, we had a purple costume contest, and at night we all met at Spaceship Earth, that's in Epcot, and that turned purple for us. We were going to have a fourth year, but COVID happened. So unfortunately, nobody could travel, Kim. So what we did was we had a virtual conference, which you were a part of. And I must interject that BC Epilepsy is such a great supporter of the Anita Kaufmann Foundation. BC Epilepsy always participates in all our events. And that's a very strong partnership that we have. And Kim, you are the leader of this and you encourage this. And we thank you very much.
It's important for us because we have that I'm a Voice for Epilepsy Awareness campaign, which takes us out of BC and connects us internationally, because epilepsy knows no borders. And as long as we stay regional, we are not provided with the appropriate insights of the rest of the world to bring into our province and to really help our population. So relationships with you, relationships with Chuck and others is critically important. And I think it's a global responsibility for all of us. And yes, we have a great board of directors that sees the value in this. And Deb, so here we are, right? This partnership,
Yes.
this relationship that we have in the last couple of years has been critically important to our development. I think you and Chuck have been great mentors to me. And that's why BC Epilepsy Society is thriving and growing in directions that, were unimaginable for a society of our size. We've done more in the last 3 years than were done in the 58 years before. Right?
Kudos to you, Kim. And I have a funny story that we have an advocate in Georgia that is going around her state educating the public about epilepsy. And she's going to be wearing I Am Voice t-shirts. So we have our little partnership.
Okay, Deb, I have to tell you, so we get this order and it's
Yes.
for 4 shirts from Georgia. And
Yes.
we're like, well, we know we've been selling shirts to California. We've sold shirts to Florida. And then this Georgia order comes in and we're like, this is fantastic. So
Yes.
this is great news.
Exactly. And Kim, the Anita Kaufmann Foundation is all about the individual voices of epilepsy, just like your large initiative, I Am Voice. It's all about the voices of people with epilepsy that need to be heard. It's about the individual. Every person with epilepsy counts, every person, and we are their voices.
Can you share with us, and we're of course Canadian organization, and can you just talk to us a little bit about the role that pharma has played in the foundation, in raising awareness, in sponsoring initiatives, and working alongside your foundation?
Sure, Kim. Farmers have been sensational, no less than sensational, because every pharmaceutical company, for the most part, has a budget for advocacy, and they realize our value. We get sponsorships for most of our projects because the farmers believe in us, and they realize the great importance of reaching people with epilepsy and advocating for them. They've been instrumental. I cannot thank them enough for their support.
That's right. And I think that there's some of your reach in terms of getting into Brazil and India, and you've been off to Japan, and you've traveled the world with the Anita Kaufmann Foundation and your campaigns.
Yes.
And a lot of that was through donations and through pharma.
Yes.
And so can we just talk a little bit about what your reach has been through those collaborations and the importance of what that means to have those partnerships?
Yes. Well, many of the farmers are international. And for example, there are different markets that they want to reach. For example, Brazil is a very important market for them. And, we have ambassadors from all over the world, just like you, Kim. And one of our most vocal ambassadors was from Brazil. Very sad news. He passed away from COVID. And something very interesting, we have a whole legacy for his memory. And actually, his partner is continuing his important work. And Brazil is such a large country with so many people with epilepsy. And it's so important to get one key person in each country to really advocate and to organize people. Not everyone's an organizer, and you need organizers. Like in India, we try to get one major person in each nation to really coordinate all the efforts. Purple Day is huge in Japan. And what was so interesting is that we had an entire trip to Japan where we discussed with them how we promote epilepsy awareness. They promote epilepsy awareness in a different way, and they found our method was quite interesting and different. So we all learned from each other. Kim, you and I have had many conversations, the best way to promote epilepsy awareness, and we learn from each other. That's why it is so vital for people all around the world to collaborate, because every country has a different way of promoting, and sometimes in one country what works won't work as well in another country. But we are an epilepsy community. And here's the deal: Purple Day Every Day is all about the around 65% of people with epilepsy that have controlled seizures with medication and can live a normal life, protecting and helping the 35% people with the rare epilepsies that are either in wheelchairs and really, suffer, and they cannot lead a normal life. So we are one community. Whether you have a rare epilepsy or your epilepsy is under control, we're all one, and we're all under Purple Day Every Day.
Yeah, it's a family, it's a community, and I think that is what is really important in terms of what you're doing to raise awareness and reduce the stigma, so that people can step out and step up and say, I have epilepsy, and I'm not ashamed, and I'm not afraid to say this out in public. I think, when we go into Disney World and we see those kids and we see the teenagers talking up on your stage about their experiences with epilepsy, and
yes.
you have the epileptologist that's moderating that conversation. You see the families there. These people, we're not alone, and any opportunity that there is for us to collect in those large groups is so empowering. It's an opportunity for us as a group to, like you said, organize, come together, and through your work and the things that you're doing in all of those countries, and that you're doing there in the US, and anything that we can do through the I'm a Voice through that arm, we want to participate. I mean, you're an absolute winner. You're a powerhouse, Deb, and since the moment I met you, it was very clear I needed to tether myself to you. I had epilepsy as a kid, so I know, like, this is it's really important that we need to move things along in globally, just make things better.
And also, Kim, our major goal, you and me both, our major goal is to empower people with epilepsy to educate their communities. So I urge all of you, please call us. We will help you. We will give you educational material. We will help you every step of the way, but you need to reach out. The key is reaching out. Reach out to Kim. She will talk to any of you to help you. Reach out, and we will help you anytime. That's what we're here. We're here for you. We want to make your lives better.
That's right. And Deb, so can you just share a little bit about what people will find on your website?
Oh, sure. It's www.purpledayeveryday.org. It's all about our foundation. It's all about our initiatives. It's all about our material. All our material is on there. And I just want to say our material is quite unusual. We want to give a face to people with epilepsy, and everyone in our material has epilepsy. You cannot be in our material if you don't have epilepsy. And we put a couple details about the person when they were diagnosed, what they like, their hobbies, their accomplishments. And it really makes a difference to see a face, to hear a voice, Kim. That's what we're all about.
Yeah, I really appreciate that. You have these pageant winners, you have gymnasts, you have
Yes,
all people that are really representing all cross
veterans,
sections of life.
Army
Yeah,
veterans. Yes.
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
It's beautiful. So Deb, in closing here, what are the legacies that you hope to leave the world of epilepsy and beyond?
Uh, this is this is our one legacy, making this a kinder world for people with epilepsy, where it could be like I wear glasses, I have epilepsy. We don't want you to be ashamed. We want you to feel comfortable, and we want you to teach your community what to do if you have a seizure and to be kind. That's our mission, to make this a kinder world for people with epilepsy. We don't want there to be a stigma. We want you to feel good. We don't want you to be embarrassed. And we want you to be able to feel comfortable in your social setting. And if you have a seizure, people say, okay, we know what to do. No problem. That's what we want. That's our goal.
That's the dream, right?
Yeah, sure is.
And it's achievable. It's an
Yes.
achievable dream.
Mhm. And Kim, I want to part with the following words. The only people who will change the face of epilepsy are the people with epilepsy. You all have the power. That's it.
Wise words, Debbie. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for participating in our AGM today. And this is the American Canadian collaboration, the International Epilepsy uh, Voice and Reach, and we are
Mhm.
all one big family. And I'm so happy to be part of this family with you, Debbie.
So I thank you for your support as well.